Hello, 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 welcome back. Alright, so we've been growing our Carnos, and I am about 95% grown now, so getting very close to full adult. You know what that means, it's time to hunt. Actually, my pack just hunted a Subrex, they already ate him. But most of us aren't full adult and we already killed a Subrex. Well, I didn't, they did, so props to them. And I need some water. I didn't even get to eat the body. I guess everyone was starving. How about now? Is there sound? Should be sound. So a Carno pack is definitely dangerous to anything mid-tier, including even Sukkos. Now Apexes are quite tricky for Carnos to kill, because Carnos slide is really bad. But anything mid-tier, a pack of Carnos can definitely kill. As long as we're at least somewhat decent. As long as we don't just run in and trade hits in an inefficient manner. I heard a dibble somewhere. Upstream, I think. Let me turn the names back on. Oops. There we go. Alright, so after twins we go. Let's rock and roll. %. By the time we make it there, I think we're gonna be full adult. Probably should get some food on the way. Wait, where are we? Twins should be that way. Can't see the radio tower, but I'm pretty sure it should be that way. Now you might say, why twins? Why is it always twins? Well, that's the hotspot that everybody goes to, so... I'd like a change of scenery too, but most people want to hang around twins, unless they're hiding and growing, but finding those people is really difficult, so... Typically everyone just kind of converges in twins and fights over there. I think I should be going... well, it's fine, I can go this way. Let's wrap around this hill because I don't want to break my leg. definitely not the time to break my leg. I hear an aloe, and guess what? Aloe's on the menu. Carnos can definitely kill an aloe. Dibble, same thing with Dibble. Dibble's a little bit trickier because it does a lot more damage than an aloe per hit, but can definitely kill a Dibble as well. Now let's get stamina before we get there. So we got, let's count up how many we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got 7, so we can take one more adult Cardinal. Max pack would be 8. That's the only thing I don't like about Carn. Well, I guess there's a couple things, but one of the things I don't like about Carn is how long it takes to get stamina. Definitely takes a while. But it also takes a while to drain it, so I guess it's a give and take. That's a scary pack to come across as a Utah. This is like a nightmare. You cannot escape 7 Carnos as a Utah. Like, well, I guess you can if you can jump on a rock somewhere where the Carnos can't reach you. But that would be about the only way to survive. I ate some food and my throat's feeling a little iffy right now. I guess I scratched it or something. I don't know. I'm about to pull up to North Wind and everybody panics. As they should. I mean, 7 good Carnos will kill Apexes too, including Gigas, including Rexes, and I want to even say even Spinos should be able to kill them. Now, the problem is there's not that many good Carnos. Carnos is not it's not a very popular dino for pro players, so pro players will go for something like a Utah, a Dilo, an Aloe, and then obviously Apexes. Carno is typically a dino that like average or new players pick because it's so fast. It's really difficult to control in the fight, so that's why pros don't really like it because it's really, really difficult to control. And it just does so little damage, so little bleed that there are better options essentially. So typically Carnos aren't that good because even if it's a good player on a Carno, chances are they haven't really practiced much on the Carno. So yes, Carnos theoretically can kill Apexes, but it's just that you're probably not going to find pro players who practiced a lot. Even myself, I feel like my practice on the Carno is a lot smaller than like on a Utah or a Dilo. Alright, almost full stamina. I think I'm gonna trot the rest of the way. Trot the rest of the way, get some stamina that way, and then be full stamina when we get there. I hear a Utah, and it's a bad time to be a Utah. It's a really bad time to be a Utah. Oh, I hear an Acro. Acro would be a very interesting fight for a pack of Carnos. But first, let's assert our dominance. Let's make sure we kill all of the Utahs around. Let's show them who rules Twins. It's not Utahs anymore. Alright, let's find that Utah. Because I am very hungry. I see some trikes. The aloe. Here, baby Utah somewhere. There's the Utah. Come here, boy. Utahs are no longer allowed. This is terrifying. Rip. Alright, let's make a... Time to eat. Oh, this is so toxic. What are we doing, guys? Well, you see, the Utahs have been left-righting all these apexes around, so it's only fair that Utahs get a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. Unfair matchup. Alright, who's next? Oh, it's almost nighttime though. Oh, that Carno got bit. Why you get bit, boy? Okay, well, it's almost nighttime, I don't know. Is it almost nighttime? Yeah, it is. It's 4 PM. It's gonna be dark in about 5 minutes. So if you want to kill something, we want to have to do it now. I'm still hungry. I feel like the aloe would be a really good warm-up. I don't think it's gonna put up a big of a challenge, but it's definitely a good warm-up, because an aloe can definitely hold its own against Carnos that aren't careful. If we're not careful, aloe can kill some of us, because that bleed is no joke. So let's warm up on the aloe. Let's work our way up the food chain. I got 1 bite in. We'll need about 6 bites, I think, to bleed it out. Maybe even 5. Where'd it go? It's over here. Should probably turn my Z-Walk on. There we go. It's gonna turn around. Turn face me. Missed. Oh, he lagged. He just lagged turn around. You're stuck, boy. Carno also got stuck. It's already dead. Alright, good job, guys. Good warm-up. Some of us got bit. And that Carno that got stuck, he was actually in very serious danger. If the aloe realized right away, it would have got enough bleed to kill it. Or maybe even straight up kill the Carno. And I also got bit when the aloe got laggy. Man, why is everyone screeching? Sheesh. North Twins. It's always so loud. I'd like to go after the acro, but I don't want to do it in the night, because in the night, the acro benefits it. Excuse me. So in the night, basically, anytime people fight in the night with a small night vision, so Carnos have a pretty small night vision range, Acros have a pretty small night vision range, it always benefits the bigger dino, because in the night, what's going to happen is you're accidentally going to run into each other, right? Because you're going to approach close enough to see each other. And if you're that close, the acro can actually chase down a Carno and bite it a few times, or even straight up kill it, because Carno's ambush speed is the same speed as is it acro or Carno? Acro's ambush speed is the same speed as the Carno's sprint speed. So if an acro with ambush speed gets on top of the Carno, Carno cannot run away, basically. At least not until the acro runs out of ambush speed. But it's like it's pretty long ambush speed, so an acro can straight up kill a Carno if it gets on top of him. So I don't want to fight in the night, because in the night it benefits the acro significantly. Because if we run into each other, guess who benefits? It's the acro, because it does more bleed, it's tankier, etc., etc. So even if we run into each other and trade the hits, acro is always going to benefit from it. So that's why I didn't want to go into the night fighting the acro. But in the daytime, yeah, absolutely. It's a very, very, probably one of the harder, well, maybe not for a pack of this size. I think Rex or Giga would still be harder than an acro, but acro can definitely put up a serious fight because of its speed. And obviously bleed and tankiness, all of that combined, acro is definitely a danger to Carnos. Alright, it's getting too dark. Yeah, we sometimes change the night into the day, but typically when there's no dialers around. So if there's no dialers, we'll do it, and we don't do it frequently even if there's no dialers, so I don't know if there's going to be a night skip this time. We don't do it too frequently. Because we don't want to break the cycle of the day-night too much, right? We don't want to just make it day all the time, you know? Because then people get used to it, and then if we have to, you know, go through the night, people are just like, oh my god, nighttime, we're not used to this, what do we do? You know? So let's keep it more or less realistic. We skip it sometimes because it's still, you know, most people don't like the night, but we just don't want to do it too frequently. I think our body's gone, so we're not protected. Oh, actually there is a night skimp. I guess there's no dialers. As you see by number ones, everyone wants day. Oh, there is a number 2. Somebody wants night. I'm gonna say, watch me say 2, and then the night skip's not gonna go through. But yeah, like 95% people want day. Oh, there's a dialo. Okay, so no. No daytime then, I guess. Alright guys, what do you think we should hunt next? An acro? Or one of the other apexes, or the herd? I think there was a herd. Oh yeah, I saw 2 trikes. I hear a theory. What should we go for next? I feel like we should just work our way up, so don't go straight for a Rex. Maybe something else first. A theory is really, really, really interesting fight, because we're faster than a theory, so we can get behind it, but the theory, because of of the fact that Carno has a slide, Theory can very easily break check, and then one hit will kill a Carno. So basically, Carnos are like one-shot dinosaur Theory. So what's happening? So if the Theory plays properly and break checks, and we don't recognize it, and we slide into the hitbox, we just insta die. So it's a very tricky fight, but also a lot of fun because you got to be so precise. And that's what I like about, like, this is what I find interesting for me specifically, are the fights where I have to be very precise with my movements. Like, that's what I like a lot. Rather than like straight up trading hits, you know, like a Rex versus Rex or something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, about the chat, so I started doing the chat for subscribers only, because I think there's a lot of non-scripted subscribers will come in and just talk trash, and I want to avoid that as much as possible, so I changed it to subscribers. So random haters can just come in and start, you know, random shit. So that's kind of why I changed it. So if any of you aren't subscribers, sorry, well, you're gonna have to subscribe. I hear something big walking around. I should probably move. I should probably actually be vigilant right now. Our body's gone, so we're not protected anymore. So something can definitely walk up on us and kill us. Also, some juice, thank you for joining the channel. Speaking of which, while we're just chilling, shameless plug-in. So, long story short, I spent a lot of time, you know, practicing different mechanics and trying to teach you guys. And a lot of you people are like, hey, you know, show us how to do this, or show us how to do that, or teach us how to do this, and etc. etc. And you know, a lot of times, like, you don't see me replying very often, but I do read the comments very much. So oftentimes my videos depend on what people want the most. There's an Ava teleporting in and out, probably an admin. So a lot of my time I spend, I don't want to use the term appease the public, but like kind of play along to what people want to see. With that being said, YouTube revenue doesn't really make me much. So long story short, if you can join the channel, that's like $4 a month. It's going to be big help. So make sure you join, like and subscribe, and support your favorite YouTuber, which is obviously me. I'm just kidding. Everybody's favorite YouTuber is the gaming viewer. Come on, let's be serious. Let's be real here. I got nothing on Beaver. Well, I do have mechanical skill on Beaver. I think I'm better at the Isle than Beaver. I shouldn't say I think. I know I'm better than Beaver at the Isle. Beaver is a lot more entertaining and a lot more of a wholesome person, but at least I got the skills in the Isle, so. Anyway, long story short, join the channel. Click the join button, it's $4 a month. And oh, there's the Giga. Did the Giga kill one? Oh, Giga killed one. Spent too much time talking and we got ambushed. So, I think one Carno died, so I don't know what the Giga's doing. Well, where did it die? I don't see the body. Did it teleport? Maybe it lagged. It's still here. Let's not get stuck. Let's keep running. Did we lose one or no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we lost one. Alright, let's move. Like I said, in the night, it always benefits the bigger dino. Unless it's a dialoing question, so dilos obviously have the advantage in the night. But other than that, it always benefits the bigger dino, because if you run into each other, the bigger dino is going to do a lot more damage and even possibly one-shot something. Like a Giga biting a Carno will die in about 3 seconds from bleed. So just one bite and like 3-5 seconds and the Carno bleeds out. So the Knight always benefits the bigger dino. Unless it's Dilo. So let's move for the Knight. And we'll be back in the morning to rule twins once again. Alright, nobody's gonna find us here because nobody knows where we went. I'm going really up the hill. Now we just have to be quiet. Oh, so much for being quiet. Challenge Beaver. Yeah, I don't know about that. See, right now, because I said I'm better than Beaver in the Isle, imagine I challenge Beaver and then, you know, in a fight, it's kind of like in the MMA, like one punch could, you know, knock out the better fighter, right? So what if the same happens to me and Beaver? What if Beaver wins? You know, if I mess up, make a mistake, and I die, then I won't even be able to say that I'm better than Beaver. So yeah, I don't want to challenge Beaver because then I lose, and I lose all credibility, and I lose even that little sliver of hope of being better than Beaver. So no, I'm not challenging Beaver. We'll just pretend I'm better. We know I'm better. Let's leave it at that. Well, too bad we lost one. Cat, now's a good time to log in as an allo and then run away from twins because we're not at twins right now. We're gonna wait till morning. It's gonna be a while till morning. What shall we do? What shall we do? It's gonna be like 20 minutes before daytime. Should we travel some? Yes, let's go travel some. Well, I suppose I could actually just chat in the chat for now. Answer some questions or whatnot. Yeah, let's do that. If you guys have some questions, drop it in chat and I'll reply. See if I can walk up here. Come on, you can do it. Apparently I cannot do it. What if I go down this way? Can I make it? Can I make it? Come on. Come on. Nope. Nah, it's not letting me. Fine, we'll just chill here for now. So yeah, let's get some questions and answers going. What do you guys want to know? Yeah, that's true. Beaver and I have different, I guess, purposes or different style of YouTubing. I think his is more entertaining and overall dino knowledge kind of thing. Mine is specifically mechanics. It's something that I'm very often criticized for. People are like, "Oh, why don't you show like growing and this and that, like how to do this, how to grow, how to drink and eat." But it's like that's not the point of my channel. My channel is about specific matchups, specific mechanics and strategies against other players, other dinos. So it's not about just general gameplay. It's about specifically strategies and mechanics. So Legacy is 90% luck and 10% skill. I don't know if I can agree with that. I think Legacy is 90% skill and 10% luck. Because yeah, there's the quote-unquote broken hitbox, but you can actually know exactly where it is and practice against it and avoiding it. Like we're talking about, like you're behind a Rex and then the Rex hits you while you're behind it. Like you can know exactly where that's gonna happen. It's not like it's just luck. It's only luck if you don't know where it is. But if you do know where it is and you practice against it, it's no longer about luck. It's all about skill, just avoiding that hitbox. Olympic Heroes. So if you go to our Hunting Grounds Discord, which I think there should be a link in there under the stream, if you go there, you can ask for a direct connect link. So you'll turn off your aisle basically, and then click the direct connect link. It will start the aisle and then connect you directly to the server. So just go to our Discord and then ask for a direct connect link. It's in a couple channels, but you can just ask a question channel and somebody will provide it. Fight night events are always on Saturdays, so every Saturday at noon CST. So it would be about I think 6-7 p.m. for Europeans. So CST is like a Central Standard Time, basically American time. So yeah, for Europeans, it's going to be roughly 6-7 a.m. or 6-7 p.m. for Europeans every Saturday. So that's when our fight nights are. Legacy hitbox are known to be unpredictable. They're actually very predictable. The only time it's unpredictable is when there's lag. The hitboxes, so we're talking about the quote-unquote broken hitboxes, which is like when you get hit behind something, right? Like behind a Dibble, behind a Rags, behind a Giga. There's a specific hitbox there. It's not luck-based. It's always in the same spot. So it's not unpredictable. It is very predictable if you know where it is. The only time it's unpredictable is if there's a lag involved, right? So it's either laggy server, or your personal connection is laggy, or your service provider is lagging, for example, because of a thunderstorm or something like that. But it's the same in any game. Like any game you take, if there's a lag issue, it's going to cause some desync and disconnect that will cause some kind of unpredictability in hitboxes. So it's not just Legacy, it's every game. But as far as the broken hitbox, what is known as the broken hitbox in the Legacy, that one is very much predictable if you know where it is. It's just a matter of knowing where it is. How do I get better at Acro versus Rex, other Apexes? Practice. That's the only way you can get better. Practice, and eventually you'll get better. Because, like I've said before, the more practice you put in, the more your brain maps out where you're safe and where you're not safe in relation to the other dino, right? So if you keep getting too close and keep getting hit, eventually your brain automatically will map out where you get hit. So the next time you go in, you're like, oh no, I shouldn't be this close because I'm about to get hit. And actually, if you see my videos a lot, if you watch my videos a lot, very often you can notice where I'm like, where I typically gasp or like, oh no, or something like that, make some kind of noise, and then I'm like, I'm too close, I might get hit here. Like I don't think about it. My brain does it for me. You know, it calculates where I'm safe, where I'm not safe, and if I find myself a little too close, it's because my brain is like already mapped out where I'm too close and where I'm not too close. So it just comes with practice. At the Olympics, so I think we do a server wipe every like maybe 6 months or something like that. So that's probably what happened. The reason why we do server wipes is because there's too many dino files. For example, like every time somebody plays, there's a dino file created. So over time, over let's say a period of 6 months, very often people will play a little bit and then they'll stop playing, and then suddenly we have basically thousands of files that are just sitting and aren't being used. And that tends to create an issue for us for the server. Makes it a little bit laggier, a little bit more difficult to inject people, etc., etc. So roughly, I want to say every 6 months ish, we do a complete wipe of the server. That's probably what happened, but I mean, it's not frequent enough to be a big problem. So I'd say just grow a new dino. And typically, when we do a dino wipe, next day or the same day, we usually have like a bunch of free grows. Basically, everybody who hops on, they get a free grow. Basically, to ensure that the people who are still playing, they still get their dino back. And then the people who aren't playing, obviously, we're erasing those files. So, at Exoplasma, sheesh, dude. I know I asked for some support, but that's a lot. I don't know. That makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I definitely do appreciate it, but sheesh. I don't even know what to say at this point, so just a big thank you, I guess. That's in order. Oh, there's a shunt. I'm assuming the shunt is an admin. Can we help you, Mr. Shunt? And yeah, I forgot to mention about the practice. If you want to practice, always do it on deathmatch servers where you can instantly respawn and then get back into a fight. And I also recommend that you do it with somebody you know. So, although in the past I've done where I would just go to deathmatch servers and just attack random people and then have a bunch of random people chasing me around. That's really good for peripheral. So what I mean by peripheral is in a big fight, you kind of need to keep track of everybody you're fighting. Let's say I'm a Utah fighting 3 Carnos, right? So I constantly need to keep track of all 3 Carnos, right? So I don't get hit, so I can dodge them properly. And that's really good for practicing that way. So you can just go to a deathmatch server, just buy some random people, and then suddenly, all these people are chasing you around. That's really good for that kind of peripheral vision kind of practice. But if you're practicing specific mechanics, I definitely recommend that you do with a friend, so that you don't get distracted, so you can communicate to each other what you're doing, what you're practicing on, and so on and so forth. But definitely don't do it on a deathmatch servers. Don't do it on survival, because survival is a pretty low rate of practice compared to the playtime. So let's say you play for 2 hours, but you're only going to get into 1 or 2 fights. It's a lot better to spend those 2 hours on the deathmatch servers, where you're going to spend the entire time fighting and practicing. So, yeah, Axel definitely went all out this time. Definitely appreciate it, but damn, Axel, like, dang. That's a lot of McChickens, I told you guys I like McChickens, and that's a lot of McChickens. So Axel basically fed me for a month of McChickens. Well, let's do some numbers real quick. 4 McChickens a day, a month would be 120 McChickens, and they're like $2 a piece. Well, yeah, close to a month. No, I appreciate it, Axel. The daytime's gonna be in about 10 minutes. Any other questions, guys? Ladies? I keep saying guys, but I'm sure there are some ladies in watching the stream. I think the YouTube, generally speaking, is like 80% male and then 20% female or something like that. So typically it's mostly males watching YouTube. Gotta look up the numbers, but it's something like 80-20. Ten more minutes and we can get into a fight. Alright, while I'm waiting for some more questions or comments to read, I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back real quick and you guys type out your whatever you want to know and I'll answer when I come back. New name McChicken Utah. Is it Is that the condition of the donation, Axel? Now I have to rename myself? I don't know. I don't know if McChicken Utah sounds good. Let me read up on the chat. Is there anything you can do against left riders as a Rexy? Only know counter turning and stuff. So, okay. I'm gonna explain something that you'll see Rexes do. Well, I should say I should try to explain something Rexes do when somebody like a good Rexes, you'll see them nodding when they're biting, and I'll explain it. So when you bite as a Rex, it's about, I want to say it's about 1.5, maybe 2 second duration, right? So during that entire 1.5 or 2, we'll just say 2 seconds, just to make it easier. So 2 seconds during the entire duration of the bite, if you get into a hitbox of a Rex within that 2 second duration of the bite, you will get hit, right? So it doesn't matter if the Rex just started biting or he's halfway through the bite or at the end of the bite. If you get into the bite's hitbox in that 2 second window, you will get hit. So what Rexes essentially do when they're nodding, right? So when they're doing this and obviously a little bit around, what they're doing is they're covering a lot of the area with their hitbox in that 2 second window. So let's say, how would I explain it? So if I bite and I look straight forward, my bite will only, even though it's 2 seconds, my bite will only register the hitbox in front of me, right? So the area in front of me. But if during this 2 second duration I turn my head around, I will cover the front, the side, up, down, to the right, so that during that 2 seconds I move my entire mouth around and I'll cover basically all of the areas of the hitbox during that bites. So what Rexes will tell you, and I disagree with it, what they're saying is they're breaking their hitbox. I don't agree that they're breaking that hitbox. I don't think the hitbox changes. It's just when they're doing this head bobbing, and then obviously a little to the side like this. What they're doing is they're covering all of the areas of the potential hitbox. And one of the potential hitboxes, right, so they can hit behind them, so they covered that as well. So it's not that they're breaking their hitbox, it's just the fact that they're covering all of the areas with a single bite. So this is what Rexes can do when somebody left riding them, or it doesn't matter what they're doing. If they're biting them, trying to bite them, if you do this head bobbing thing, you cover a lot of the areas that you would cover with the hitbox with your bites in the duration of a single bite, right? And if you keep biting and you keep head bobbing and then moving your camera around, you're basically covering all of the potential hitboxes around you. That's the best way I can explain it. And that's why you see Rexes, good, quote unquote good Rexes, head bobbing and doing this. It's because they're essentially covering all of the areas with their hitbox, So that's the best way I can explain it. Now, I don't think that the Rexes can actually. I mean, there's some things you can do as a Rex versus a left riding Utah. So one is move unpredictably. So if you're just moving straight or in a turning circle, it's very easy for the Utah to follow you, right? So what you want to do is be unpredictable. So run, stop, turn, stop, run, stop, turn, stop. What that does is forces the Utah to adjust to the way you're moving. Now, if they have to focus on that, there's a small chance that they will make a mistake and won't adjust in time. And if they don't adjust in time, there's a potential that you can bite them. So obviously one is, do your head bob thing to try to cover as much of the hitbox area as possible. I personally don't like doing that because it's a really boring way to play. Like imagine I'm a Rex and I'm fighting something and I'm constantly doing this. Like just imagine, it's so disgusting to me. Like, I do not want to play this way. I refuse to play that way. But it does help. It does help to catch somebody, you know, in a hitbox. So the second thing you can do, so that's the first thing you can do, you know, head bob, move around your camera to try to cover as many potential hitboxes as possible. Number two, move unpredictably, and this goes for any dino at any point you ever fight. If somebody's behind you, riding you, or whatever, one of the best things you can do is move unpredictably, because if you move predictably, it's very easy for the Utah to maintain the proper position of the ride. And it could be also an allo, right? So let's say you're an allo riding a Rex, same thing. It like I said, it applies to all sorts of dinos and matchups and fights. If you move unpredictably, it forces the other player to adjust to the way you're playing, and if their focus is on that, there's a chance they're going to make a mistake, you know. So you're basically making it harder for them to maintain a proper position. So moving unpredictably is number two. As far as breaking the hitbox, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you can break your hitbox. All you're gonna do with, you know, moving your hitboxes, you know, head bobbing and stuff like that, is just you're gonna cover all of the potential hitboxes, and some of those potential hitboxes are the quote-unquote the broken hitbox, which, you know, basically if somebody's behind you, you could still bite them. Like if somebody was behind me and I was, you know, biting, I could potentially bite them even though they're behind me. That's the broken hitbox, quote-unquote. So yeah, that's the two things you can do. Other thing you can do is if you see a tree, you can run past the tree and try to get the Utah stuck, right? Because the Utah typically is going to be slightly on your left, so you can use the tree to potentially get it stuck, right? So imagine there's a Utah behind me on my left leg, and if I move past the tree, it has a very high chance of getting stuck, and if it gets stuck, you can turn slightly to the left, bite, and you have the potential of killing it. Okay, number four, same thing, a tree. What you can do is, this is specifically for the dinos that have a slide, and that's like Carno, Allo, Rex, Giga. So like, what is a slide? The slide is when you run and you stop, but you still slide forward. Like, you don't instantly stop. You know, there's dinos that instantly stop, but there's dinos that don't. And Rex is one of them. Rex does not stop instantly. So what you can do to brake check instantly, you can actually use a tree or a rock, run directly at it, full sprint, and then boom. Well, I didn't get stuck. So let's try a different tree. I keep sliding past them. Come on. There you go. I instantly stop. And that's the instant brake check for dinos that have a slide. If you do that, and the Utah, because Utah following a Rex, a lot of its vision forward is blocked by the Rex's body, there's a big chance that it's not going to see the tree, you know. Obviously sometimes it will see the tree, but there's a high chance that it will not see the tree, and if the Rex, you know, full sprints and then instantly stops, the Utah can end up in front of the Rex. So if it ends up in front of the Rex, you bite and it's dead. So that's number four that you can do against left riding Utahs. What else? Well, that's all I can think of right now, but it's daytime, so I want to hunt. Let's go hunting. Give me 1 second. Alright. Did I accident mine? No. Did I? Let's get back to Twins and see if we can hunt something, because I'm sure you guys are bored of me talking and you want to see some action. And hopefully the action in this case is not me dying. I definitely don't want to die. Wait, no, Sticky never dies. What are you guys talking about? No. Never happened. No proof. Oh, we were all the way up north. Sheesh, I thought we were west, but we're northwest. Let's not break my leg. Alright, let's trot the rest of the way. I'm hearing a bunch of noises. Let's start figuring out what the noises are. I think there's a suko somewhere. Well, the suku's over there, but I think there might have been another one over there somewhere. Oh yeah, there is. I see him. He's sitting down. Maybe he has a body. Yep, he has a body. Oh, there's also Dibble. Dibble's really difficult for Carnos, but I think it's definitely doable. Oh, there's another Suko. Can I bite him before he gets to the water? I don't think so. Oh, I just lagged. Alright. So there's a Dibble. Well, let's take a look around and see what else is there around. Dibble would be interesting, but I want to see what else is around. There's a Subrex. There's 4 Subrexes. Now, I don't think we can win against 4 Subrexes. Unless we target specifically one. Because Subrexes do a lot more damage than the Carno. Carno does very little damage with the bite and very little bleed. Subrexes on the other hand, they do a lot of damage. Not a lot of bleed, but a lot of damage per bite. And they're also tankier than us. So long story short, it goes something like this. Each Subrex bite is probably worth like 4 Carno bites. Maybe 3. So it'd be really, really, really difficult. But... there's some theories. Theories would be also interesting. There's the Giga. Giga is really difficult for Carnos. There's the Shant. Shant's also really difficult. And it's also a really long fight. But it would be definitely interesting. Alright, so Dibble, Subrexes, Shant. The theories with the trikes. Well, the theories are with the trikes. I don't think we can... Yeah, that might be a little too much. 2 trikes, 2 theories. Baby theory! Bro, I love baby theories. Look at them. Just look at them. Uh-oh, uh-oh. They're angry. They're angry. Murder turkeys. Oh, there's also an Enki. An Ava. I think that's an Ava player, because it's a small one. There's a lot of theory babies. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, I think. Ah, okay, what Baby Theris and baby Spinos are some of my favorite babies. They're just so cute. Subrexes, Dibble. Let's take a challenging fight. So let's take the Rexes. It's a really challenging fight, but I really want to try it. The Subrexes, because there's a lot of them and it makes it really difficult to fight them. But I think with proper strategy, specifically strategy, not so much mechanic. Well, mechanics will play a role, obviously, but strategy will be their downfall. Alright, let's do it. See if we can target only one and not get bit by the others, we will win. I bit that one just for funsies, because I was running at the brown one, but he turned around to face me. I gotta say some more to stuff to my back. Stay very active, constantly fake runs at them. That will create an opening for others to bite and will force them to move around. That's the idea. If we're constantly running around, forcing them to move, there will be an opening. See what I mean? Like if I get close, that one has to chase. And that moves him away from the other one, which means somebody else might have a chance to run in. That's the key here. And also, see, there you go. All of them turned to face me, and then the other Carno got a bite in. Turn my trot off. I might get bit, yep. But it was by a smaller one, so it's not that much. Well, I should still heal the bleed. Yeah, I ran in between 3 of them. Yeah, I don't think they're all full subs. I think the one we're targeting is actually full sub, and I think the other ones are a little bit smaller than full. Because they look smaller. Get stuck. Lucky me. We're in between the 2 trees, I think. Let's juke this guy. Let's juke this guy. Oh, this one might hit. Nope. The Karna got hit. Ooh, I did get bit. Nip my tail. So far, so good, I think. Some of us got bit, but not too much. Also, let's not forget, even though Carnos do very little bleed, it still stacks up, and we did bite that Subrux quite a bit. So he's definitely bleeding, and he's going to be bleeding for a while, so We might even have potentially enough to bleed him out. So we'll see. Oh, he's trying to sit. Yeah, he must be on fourth screen, that's why he's trying to sit. Oh, the corner got hit. Did I step into the water, or was it just nearby? If I stepped into the water, my bad. Oh, I don't think I did. I think I just ran by and it made the splash sound. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so this fight wasn't as challenging as I hoped for. Specifically because these subs weren't all full adult. This one was, I think, but the other ones weren't, unfortunately. Wow, we took a lot more damage than I thought we would. Look at all the Carnos are hurt except the brown-white one. Well, tan-white one. And me, obviously. I'm on second screen, so I'm not quite that hurt. A pineapple, turtle, Rome, they're all very hurt. Third or fourth screen. Choo Choo is back. Hi, Choo Choo. Choo Choo is the one who died to Giga in the night. What? We didn't lose anybody, I don't think. Did we? No, I don't think we did. You gotta appreciate the Carnivore one call. Actually, this is one of the things I haven't really talked about before, but I think the devs made amazing sounds for the game. Like, there's so many different sounds, and they're all unique and pleasing to the ear, I guess the word would be. Like, all these sounds are so different, so many of them, but I don't know, they've done a really good job with the sounds, I feel like. Really, really good job. So props to the devs for that. I mean, overall, I think Legacy is a really well-done game. Even though the bandwagon right now, like, everybody wants to hate on the game because of the broken hitboxes, I think it's an over-exaggerated issue. I don't think the issue is that big of a deal. It's just that everybody jumped on the bandwagon and started just hating the game. I wanna say that I was a part of the problem as well, because once I started like releasing videos of a Utah killing Rex or a Giga or etc., people were just like, the ignorant people were just so loud about the fact that, oh my god, a Utah should not be able to kill anything. And it's like, well, yes, it should be. If after 700 hours of practice is what it takes to kill a Rex, why shouldn't it be able to kill something bigger and stronger? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I spent hundreds of hours of practicing. I should be able to kill something. Otherwise, what's the point of the game? Like, you just pick a big dino and nothing can kill you? You know, like, is that what the push is for? Like, basically a stats game, you pick a big dino and you just automatically win every matchup, except maybe other big dinos. Like, that doesn't seem right to me, because if the game becomes stats-based instead of skill-based, then the game just dies, because everybody's just gonna go big dino, period. You know, because that's how you win, right? You cannot be small dino. If you cannot win as a small dino, nobody's gonna go small dino, right? Or they'll go small dino but only be able to hunt like other small dinos, and that just makes the game very stale. And it's not gonna hold the population that well, if that makes sense. Um, so overall, I think Legacy is a pretty well done game. Obviously, the graphics are old. I think the Rima graphics are much better. But as far as the combat and the sounds, and overall the balance of the game, I think it's in a pretty good spot, all things considered. Obviously there's the broken hitboxes, but I don't think they're as big of an issue as people want to make them. It's just people who don't know how to, or don't know where the broken hitboxes are and obviously can't avoid them. That's the people who scream the loudest. They're like, oh my god, this is not fair. Well, you should maybe spend some time practicing like the rest of us, and then it would be fair for you, because then you would be able to actually fight. Except left riding. I don't like left riding. That's the one thing I don't like. I think left riding kind of broke the balance a little bit. Anyway, rent's over. Why did Subrex gave us so much food? Alright, let's fork all this. I don't want to fight a Rex yet. Maybe a little bit later. I want to fight... Oh, what's going on over there? Subrex was attacking the... something? I don't know what he was attacking. Alright, do we want to kill something for the night so we have a body? The body will protect us from being attacked. So that way we don't have to move away from the twins for the night. But what? That is the question. Let's see if we can find a dibble. So I remember... Oh, or maybe the Suko. If we can find a Suko or the dibble on land. There's the aloe, but I don't want to kill another aloe. The first one was just for practice. Oh, they do have a body. I'd love to fight the Sukos. It's almost nighttime. I'm gonna contest. Oh, he's giving up. He doesn't want to fight. Well, at least we have a body for the night. It's a sub-giga body. Sub-giga bodies are always the ones that are twisty. Right? Is it sub-giga? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I think it is. I'd love to fight the Sukos, but they decided not to. Oh, I think the one is a little bit smaller than the other one. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's not a full adult. Sheesh, what happened in chat? A war of donations is that the proper term? Let me read up on chat and what's happening. When will you try Evrima? They added nesting in skin system. So Evrima I've already tried. I mean, I do have streams and videos on Evrima back when it was released, and then I tried a couple times afterwards. The problem with Evrima right now, there's not a big variety of dinos, so it gets boring very, very fast, right? So sure, I can play some Evrima, but it's just not going to hold my attention for very long, right? Because once I play Yuta versus Tenanto, Yuta versus Carno, and then the Carno versus Stago versus Tenanto, it's just very few matchups. And sure, I could probably do that, but I don't want to spend... And the second part to that is something I mentioned before is if Rima is still in, I want to say, pretty early development, what that means is they're constantly tweaking the damages, right? So to be good at something, let's say Utah versus Cardinal, I would have to spend a significant amount of time practicing specifically that matchup, right? So we're talking about 20, 30, 40, 50 hours, right? So Utah versus Cardinal. If I'm gonna spend that much time practicing that matchup, and then the next update something changes, whether it's like the Utah stamina or the Utah's bite damage or the Cardinals bite damage or stamina, something changes, right? Because it's still in the early development and they're constantly tweaking dinos. If something changes, now I have to spend another 50 hours polishing, practicing again. And that's something I just don't want to do because it's a huge investment of time for very little gain, right? So I want to wait till Evrima is more stable, where like the updates aren't going to constantly change dino stats and etc. etc. That's number one. And then number two, I want more dino variety in the Vrima before I really dive into it. Like because, like I said, I'm gonna have to spend probably hundreds of hours learning all of the dinos and all of the mechanics, strategies, etc. And I don't want to put that investment in until the game is a little bit more stable. Because I did spend quite a bit initially when it was being released, testing it and then playing on it for I want to say maybe like a week or so. And there was a lot of time investment, and then things constantly kept changing, and I was like, okay, I don't want to spend that much time on something that's going to change, in a month, So something like that. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for with the Rima specifically. But I definitely like where they're going with it. I love the graphics. Um, I love the Utah movement. Although the last time I tried, I don't know, I was laggy. I mean, a lot of people have the lag issue, so hopefully it's going to be more optimized soon. Otherwise, maybe I have to invest into a NASA level PC. I don't know. I'm just joking, but hopefully that's going to be resolved. And I know they're working on it, so let's give them time. So warning, I'm trash. Thank you for your support. Much appreciated. AXA as well. I think you guys went a little bit too ham, but I definitely appreciate the support. And I think AXA wins after all. Whatever the fight you guys were having. But no, I appreciate both of you, so thank you very much. Okay, what else? Those are some angry tickle chickens. Yes, their theories are always angry. It's just universal. Like, if you have to play theory, if you play theory and you don't constantly screech and claw swipe, you're playing it wrong. Like, let me just put it out there. If you're not constantly doing that while playing theory, you're just playing it wrong. If you're just quiet, just chilling, you're not a proper theory. Yes, so head bobbing would work for any dyno. As far as, so again, head bobbing is specifically helps you cover all of the possible hitboxes in one bite, for example. So it would work on any dyno, whether I'm a Carno or an Allo, even the Utah, any dyno you would work for. You'd basically, if you move your camera around while biting, you're covering as much of potential hitboxes as possible. So any dyno would work. Yeah, the subrex unfortunately wasn't as big of a challenge again because I think 3 of them were probably not full adult. I think 1 was a full adult, and then 1 was like close to full adult, and then I think 2 were like halfway maybe, or maybe like 80% or something like that. So unfortunate. Oh yeah, I guess that's another thing about Ivrima is we need more admin tools, I think, to be able to implement complex rules. So complex rules, this is like an ongoing debate whether or not servers with the rules are worse than the servers without rules. But let me say this. How many of you enjoy playing on a no rules server where you're trying to fight something difficult, something challenging? Let's say I don't know, a Utah versus a Stago, right? So a very challenging fight, and then 3 Cardinals show up and then just kill you because there's no rules in place for no interference, right? And that's the problem. You cannot have a like, quote unquote fair fight where other people don't interfere or do some kind of something to make it impossible for you to continue hunting on a no rules server. That's the problem. That's why the rules are in place, and that's why I prefer rules servers, is because if you commit to a fight and a challenging fight, like obviously I want to look for challenging fights. I don't want to kill Juvies, like sure I could do that. I could run around as a Cardinal and just kill a bunch of Juvie Utahs, but like what's the point? Like it's not going to make me feel good. It's not going to make the other players feel good because they're just dying to this massive Cardinal that they have zero chance of surviving. Like, what's the point? I want to have a challenging fight, or a somewhat fair fight. And if other people, if there's no rules in place and other people can just interfere, mix back, etc., it becomes really stale. Like you just cannot accomplish anything because there's always somebody's gonna jump in and interfere or mix back or something like that. And that's why I prefer rules server. Now, if you don't like rules, by all means, you can go play on no rules server and enjoy. Well, I suppose a lot of people who do like the no rules servers are typically the people who are going to make those mix packs, massive packs where like they're going to be untouchable, right? And that's only going to be possible for them if they're on a no rules server, right? Because a rule server wouldn't allow them to have that massive mix pack where nobody can do anything to them, right? But yeah, that's kind of my stance on rules and no rules. You guys let me know if I'm talking too much or if I'm making sense or if it's fine. Because when I start talking about something specific, I try to cover as many details around it, surrounding it, as possible. So I often start with one thing, but then suddenly I'm talking about like 5 other things that are kind of connected to it. Okay, so hear me out about the realism aspect of the Utah versus a Rex, right? We're talking about real life, prehistoric dinosaurs, real dinosaurs. Would a Utah be able to kill a Rex? Here's my opinion. I think absolutely a Utah would be able to kill a Rex because a Utah is faster, it's more nimble, and it can always get behind a Rex, right? Now, what's stopping, like in real life, what's stopping a small creature killing a big creature? It's the fear, right? It's the survival instinct. It doesn't want to go up against a big dino because its survival instinct won't let it because it's afraid, right? But if we take away that fear, oh, is the Rex contesting us? I was stepped out, stealing our body. Let me finish my train of thought. So, the first aspect is that basically purely instinct won't let a small dino fight a bigger dino. Now, that being said, there are exclusions. For example, hyenas will attack a lion, but typically when they're in a pack. Why in a pack? The pack mentality sort of overrides the survival instinct, right? Because if it was just one hyena against one lion, that's very scary for a single hyena. It would be like, oh no, this is scary. Like it's automatic. It's survival instinct. But ultimately, I think smaller creatures can absolutely kill bigger creatures. It's just they're not gonna try. That's number one. Number two, small creatures might need some, quote unquote, practice against big creatures to find out what works and what doesn't work, right? So we as humans, specifically playing this dino game, If I die, I'll just regrow myself, and I would have learned something from that death, right? I would have learned where I shouldn't be. But in real life, real creatures, they don't have that option, because if they make a mistake, even though they could learn from that mistake, they just die. So that knowledge is lost. So they can't, they can't transfer it to another member of their pack. Like, oh, this would have worked. Because they're dead. That knowledge is completely lost. But we as humans playing this dino game, we can learn from our previous deaths, and that's what sets us apart from real life dinos. So I think ultimately, I do think that the smaller dinos are capable, so physically capable of killing the bigger dinos. It's just that the instinct won't let them oftentimes, and then the second is they just simply cannot learn, because every mistake would be death for them. But physically, physical capabilities wise, absolutely, I think a Utah would be able to kill a Rex, because it would just dance around the Rex, just keep biting it, and guess what? Every single bite, even though it's a tiny little bite, it would make the Rex bleed. Even infection aside, even all of that aside, every single bite would make the Rex bleed. So all the Utah would have to do is just keep biting, and eventually the Rex gets so weak, is just simply gonna sit down, lay down, whatever, and just accept the fact that it's dead. Because that's kind of how it happens in real life. Like if you watch pack fight, against something bigger, they bite it enough times, it just gives up and just sits down, because it's exhausted. It can no longer fight. So physically, yes, absolutely, I do think that Utahs would be able to kill a Rex in real life. It's just their, and who knows? Maybe they did. Who knows? Like, how do we know? We didn't live back then. We don't know if the Utah was able to kill a Rex or not solo. But physically, I think they would be able to. Yeah, there's lion packs taking on elephants. Yes, absolutely. Lions killing the elephant, that would be an example of it. Now, obviously, they do it in a pack, but doesn't mean that a single lion wouldn't be able to, physically speaking. We're not talking about, mentality-wise, pack mentality or instinctually. We're talking about physical capabilities. If multiple lions can do it, so can a single one. It's just going to have to be more careful. It's just going to be, be more patient, so on and so forth. So if a pack of lions can do it, a single lion can also do it. It's just it's just a matter of how it does it. Utahs would probably be sprinters, so they'd be exhausted before the Rex. We don't know how the stamina on real life Utah would work versus a real life Rex, right? For example, you take wolves who hunt bison, and bison are significantly larger than the wolves. And guess what? The wolves exhaust the bison, So anyway, let's have some action, right? let's hunt something, because it's been too long. What should we go after, guys? The Subrocs are here. I think one's bigger than... No, I think they're actually the same size. Actually, let me be right back. I need water. All this talking made me parched, and I really need some water. So I'm gonna go sit down. Hopefully nobody kills me. Hopefully. But if it happens, right? Alright, be right back. Get some water. Alright, back. What time is it? 12, so it's noon. Got about 15 minutes of daylight. Which means we can go for something difficult. I hear a Dilo nearby. Juvie Dilo. That's a very brave Juvie Dilo. Where are you hiding? I'm gonna sniff you out. I'm gonna find you now. I'm gonna bully you. No, I heard it somewhere. This direction. It's probably hiding in a tree somewhere, so probably won't be able to find it. Unless I look under every tree, but I don't want to spend that much time. We got some dibbles over here, more than one. It's an entire pack of them. Now that is an extremely difficult fight. 4 dibbles. I want to say it's nearly impossible. This would be extremely fun, but I just don't think we're gonna win. I mean, they do have a smaller one with them, but I don't want to kill a smaller one. I would want to go after the big one, but with 4 of them, they hurt a lot. Their bleed is no joke. Both bleed and damage. Like they do significantly more damage than we do. Both in flat bleed or flat damage and bleed. And they're very okay. So one of the biggest problems with the fighting the dibbles is their body's so tiny that we have to get very, very, very close to their horns to actually bite them, right? So even if it's behind, it's so close that they turn so quickly by the time we try to disengage. Because we're so close, it's very easy for them to turn and hit us. And that's what makes it extremely difficult. Like, they're tiny, but they do so much damage. So if they had a bigger body, it'd be a little bit more fair, because we would be a little bit further away from their hitbox, but yeah, I don't know. This is probably not gonna go well for us. Let's go for something else. It's too many dibbles. I just don't think we're gonna win. We're probably gonna lose everybody. And even if we lose everybody, I doubt we're gonna kill one. It's just too many of them. Dibbles are a pain to fight. If it was a single one, okay, maybe 2 actually would be very fair against our pack size. 2 would be perfect, but 4 is like way too much. The berries are growing. Acro's here. Let's give him a nibble. Sir, do you have a body? You don't have a body? Are you AFK? Why are you AFK? Yeah, Acro would be very interesting. So like I said before, Acro ambush speed is exactly the same speed as the Carno sprint. What that means is, if the Acro gets on top of me and chases me, I will not be able to run away from it. Like, it will actually get a lot of bites in on me by the time it runs out of stamina. See what I mean? Whew. Oh, I'm so lucky I didn't get bit. Fortunately, I just wasted a lot of his stamina. Which is really good. It's constantly facing me. Oh no. I gotta watch where I'm going. I need the Acros to get closer. We need to... As long as he doesn't have ambush speed. Oh, let me type it out. He's watching me. Gotta bite in. He's gotta be really low on stamina right now. Now, he does regain stamina while standing, unlike a Rex. But it's not that fast. And he runs out of stamina pretty quick. Trying to counter turn me. I wanted to stay for one more bite, but ooh, Carnivore got bit. Yeah, he's really good at counter turning, this aggro is. Like, he predicts which way we're gonna exit, and he turns that way to bite us on the way out. So it's a pretty good aggro. This is why I need the other Carnos to get closer, because if they're standing so far away... Ooh, he almost got me. Come closer, Carnos. I want you guys to stay as close as I am. That way, when he turns around, it's an opportunity to go in. I can't go in if he just faces me the entire time. Gotta watch where I'm going as well. I missed. Just barely. Okay, I'm gonna disengage for now. I need more stamina. And the knight's coming. Oh, this is not good. In the night, he's gonna have a significant advantage. because we can only see him very, very close, and if we get very close, he has the opportunity to just sprint forward and catch us before we can move. So we need to try to get as many bites in as possible, but I'm running out of stamina because I'm running around so much. Yeah, I need to tell the Carnivore to stay closer, but he's in ambush speed now. It's gonna come after me. So I need to stay far, but not too far. I just need to stay far enough because Carnivore doesn't start sprinting instantly full speed. It takes him like a second to build up the speed, right? So if I start sprinting, it takes me like a second to get to full speed. So I need to stay close enough to give myself the 1 second. If he charges me, I need like 1 second distance to be able to build up the speed. He lost ambush speed. Perfect. Oh. He got me on the way out. Nipped my tail. I thought I was good, but no, he nipped my tail. And that bleed is no joke. .8 setting. I don't know if we'll be able to finish this fight. Maybe we shouldn't have started so late in the evening. Because it's going to be nighttime soon, and I don't think we have enough bites to bleed him out. And once it becomes dark, it will increase the difficulty about 10 times. It's going to be 10 times more difficult to get the bites in without getting bit. It's already difficult, but it's going to become 10 times more difficult. Unfortunate. The second problem is, yeah, I think, unless these Carnivores can finish it. We lost Tony, I saw that. This is why it's such a fun fight, because Acro he turns so quickly, he sprints so fast that it's really difficult for a Carnos. Basically, he's a lot more agile than we are. Bite him, bite him, bite him while he's sitting. If we only have one healthy Carno, then we shouldn't be going in anymore because it's dangerous. Like, second bite from the Acro while we're this hurt will kill us. And it's about to be nighttime, so I want to heal. I don't want to go in for any more bites until I'm fully healed, right? Because I want to be able to survive one bite. But seeing how hurt I am right now, if I go in and I get hit again, I will bleed out. Yeah, it's about to be dark. We should probably leave. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by nighttime. it's Rapture. Okay. Okay, so here's the night vision. And here's how close I can get to the acro to be able to see him, right? Because I need to be able to see which way he's turned to be able to go in, right? So I see the acro, and boom, just like that, he's biting my tail. Let's try this again. So I need to get close. Where did it go? There it is. So you see how big of a risk is? By the time I see him, I'm so close, it has a very high chance of catching me, basically. And if I was sprinting towards him, okay, so let me show this. So if I disengage, and if I'm sprinting, and then I see him, and I turn, it's too late. It's way too late. So the only way I would be able to approach is by walking. But if I'm walking and it has ambush speed, and I try to disengage, it can get on top, basically just behind my tail, and actually nip my tail a few times before I disengage. So that's the problem with the night vision. It benefits the bigger dino. So let's disengage for now. Alright, let's get some food, heal up for the next day. I need some AI real quick. Spino! Spino ambushing me. I'm out of here. Somebody's eating our Carnivore pack mate. Alright, let's leave. Maybe actually I get some water first. Let me get some water first. So I'm full. And then we'll run away. Get some AI. Let's hope I don't run into something. It's really dangerous to drink here. It's really not advisable. Kasukas could ambush us. I think we're upsetting the Herbies. Oh yeah, they're close. Oh yeah, they're close. Gotta move. So yeah, acro is definitely a fun fight if it's a good acro. How can you tell if it's a good acro? So they will constantly be turning. They're not going to be standing still, and they're going to be turning in Z-walk instead of trotting, because Z-walk makes it a sharper turn. And that's how you can tell if it's a good one or not. If it's constantly turning left, right, while in Z-walk, then you know it's a pretty good acro. But if he's trotting and just kind of like standing around, just kind of waiting for somebody to go in and then act reactively, then it's not a very good one. And those are a lot easier to kill than the good one. It's just their bleed is no joke. You saw that, like just one bite, he nipped me one time on the tail. And sitting, I got to third screen. If he chased me or even trotted after me, forcing me to stand, I would actually bleed out from one bite. unless I was able to run as far as possible and then sit down somewhere where he doesn't see me. That would be the only way I could survive, if he actually decided to trot after me. So acros are no joke. They're really, really good against mid-tiers. Much better than anything else, I think. Well, depends. Depends on whether it's hunting or defending. So if acro is hunting mid-tiers, it's the best equipped to do so. If it's defending itself against mid-tiers, I think Giga, or no, probably Spine. Spine is probably the best equipped to defend itself against mid-tiers. So we're talking about, like, he's not going to be hunting any mid-tiers, he's just going to be defending himself against mid-tiers hunting him. And then Spino is probably the best, and then Giga second, then Rex third, and then Acro fourth. So specifically defending, I think Acro is... Well, actually, maybe Acro is second because of the speed. So we're Carnos, but if we were Allos or Sucos or any other mid-tier, that's, obviously Carno is the fastest one. The Acro would actually be able to chase down any other mid-tier with his ambush speed. Like, Acro's ambush speed will catch up to Allo's ambush speed, So even if Allo has ambush speed, Acro can still chase it down and kill it. So I think maybe defending itself, Acro would be second after Spino. Spino is just self-explanatory. It's just so tanky and does so much bleed, and it turns so quickly that for mid-tiers to kill a Spino is just extremely difficult. Extremely, extremely difficult because of how tanky it is, how fast it heals the bleed, how fast it turns. So I think maybe Acro is second after the Spino. But specifically hunting mid-tiers, then Acro is the best equipped to do so. Like, if he's the aggressor rather than defending. Yeah, Acros are no joke. I really like Acros. The only reason I don't play Acro more, well, I guess two reasons. One is its heal time. It's just atrocious. It's like 2-3 hours to heal. And second is just the camera angle. It really, really messes with me. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played Acro, but like, if you play Acro, the camera angle just makes it so, like, difficult to play it. It's like half of your screen is just blocked by the Acro's body. Like, you can't see half of your screen because of the camera angle. Like, it should have been a little bit higher than it is. But hey, it is what it is. All right, 9 p.m. All right, what do you guys want? Should I continue the stream, or should we call it a night and then maybe a stream tomorrow? I'm guessing all of you, well, Europeans are definitely asleep, most of them. It's like 3 a.m. for Europeans. For Americans, it's between 7 p.m. and like 10 p.m. So I'm guessing everybody needs to get some rest, right? I think it was a pretty good stream. We got some stuff done. The Elo one, I'm still upset that I wasn't careful enough with the Elo and the Rex. But at least we killed the 2 trikes. So. And it was a clean 2 trikes. Like, I don't think we lost any Carnos or Alos. And as far as the Carnos, well, we lost 1 in the Acro fight. But other than that, it is what it is. No, I think we're gonna call it a night here. I know you guys some of you probably want to continue the stream, but I think I need to take a break, and you guys need to take a break, get some sleep, get some dinner. That's probably my number 1 right now. Get some dinner. I'm definitely getting hungry. And since Axel and person named Trash, I don't like saying that. I don't want to call them Trash, but that's their name. They paid for my dinner, so dinner it is. Much appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If some of you want to join the channel, this is the time to do it. And I'll see you guys next time. And have a good night. Bye-bye.